Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It's Tuesday night, so you already know it's time to get back into it. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I got two of the best in the biz to run it back with me. We're going to recap, review, and the two going down with me today is Phantom D Saint and AK. What's good, AK? How you doing tonight?
I am chilling, man. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we got our brother himself. He's not feeling the best. He's got a little rocked up, but he's going to hear he is a trooper. What's up, Phantom D Saint? You with us tonight?
I'm with you. The only thing keeping me awake is one more episode so Funko can drop these new Falcon and Winter Soldier pops now. I need a new Captain America. Freaking.
Go ahead, my bad.
I need a new Captain America Funko Pop featuring Sam, damn it.
I got to have it. Bring them all. Oh, man, that's amazing.
I think you're going to get a new Funko Captain America and a new Funko Falcon, if the foreshadowing is correct.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I see the dragon. We got the dragon in the chat. What's good, JD? We got Christian Oles out there. Good to see you. Good to see you. How many Funkos do you have right now of Falcon Winter Soldier? You have any of them?
Nope. I've been waiting because I want to get multiple Buckies. I want to get multiple Sams. So I'm like, let me wait it out.
Oh, man. Got to get it in. What was up with Battlestar's last episode? He said, imagine how many lives that could have been saved if we had the serum back then. And then yet, once Not My Cap juiced up, the first thing that happened was his friend got killed right in front of him. So he was kind of a little off on that one, huh? Maybe the serum's not the end-all, be-all answer?
I don't know what's up with Battlestar, because even before that comment, he was like, oh, you make the right decisions in battle. I'm like, what? What decisions is this?
He's like the ultimate hype man.
He is the hype man, but you also got to read between the lines a little bit sometimes with Battlestar, because if I remember correctly, he was popping off when the Dora Milaje showed up, and that didn't go very well. I mean, not what's his name was popping off, but Walker was, talking the nonsense, and Battlestar was side-eyeing him half the time. And the same thing happened again when he tried to challenge Sam to a fight. And you're looking, and if you go back and you watch those scenes and you look at Battlestar's face, he's like, bruh, can you calm the fuck down real quick? He didn't say that, but the look on his face said exactly that. I mean, it was a literal side eye. They showed his head not moving and his eyes just going over to him with the what the fuck look on his face.
And that's what I mean. He's like, right, man. Like he's just there to make you look good, even though when you're fucking up, he's gonna be hyping you up like you're doing everything right.
Yeah, and that didn't work out for him.
It didn't work out at all.
Sadly.
Not My Cap told Battlestar's parents that he killed the man that killed their son. Are they going to find out the truth in the next episode? Because that was messed up.
I'm going to tackle that one. BBM first. You go ahead.
About Battlestar's family?
Yeah, are they going to find out the truth this next episode after he lied to him, saying that he killed the man that killed their son?
Doubt it. It seems like they're rocking with that whole lie. About, oh, did you kill a man who did this to our son? He was like, yeah, I did it. I'm like, what? I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all need Disney Plus to actually see the damn truth.
See, I don't know that we will necessarily come back to that, but my hope would be that at some point, either in the finale or in the next season, because I've heard talks about season 2 already, that a scene comes up where Sam goes and talks to them, and his sister actually asks, is that the person that killed my brother? And before John can walk in and fudge the situation like he's known for doing now, Sam's gonna be like, no, it was Carly, the leader of the group, and we got her. Because if you go back and you look at that scene, the parents definitely believe it. And I do understand he's trying to give them closure, but in his head also, that's the exact reason he's justifying it. And it was not justified, but his sister, Battlestar's sister, was lightweight side-eyeing him too. Like they showed the parents crying, and she looked him up and down And as soon as he saw that little inkling click that, oh, she knows I'm lying, he turned around and walked the fuck out the room.
Yeah, there wasn't anything subtle about it. She was side-eyeing him the whole way, like something.
I hope they come back. I hope they come back to that, and I hope it happens where Walker's around and he can hear the conversation, but Sam pulls the punch and gets him in the lie.
Man, that'd be crazy.
Because that's some fuck shit. I do not appreciate that he did that nonsense at all.
Yep, JD said it. Walker's a douche. I don't know. I don't think. Yeah, I think she's gonna find out. I think either she already knows something, or she could just tell he's lying. But yeah, she was looking at him all the way sideways, like, no, something right.
Yeah, she didn't believe not one bit of that story.
Nope. You with that BBM? You think she's on board, or you think she knows he's lying?
She knows she's lying. The way the camera keep panning onto her, I'm like, is she gonna say anything? Does she believe it? And hey, if we are gonna get a season 2. I'd love to see it actually go back on that.
They might even touch on it next episode. I'm not sure. But this episode is episode 5 called The Truth. And this week opened up with Not My Cap running away and melting down in the warehouse and the memories of Battlestar running through his head and Sam and Bucky track him down and try to reason with him. But you can't reason with Crazy. Like, he's all the way off the deep end, isn't he?
He was off the deep end really from the start. This is just the culmination of everything. I mean, like Erskine said, what's in you is what the serum truly amplifies. You know, good becomes great and extraordinary. Bad becomes damn near diabolical and evil as fuck. It heightens across the spectrum. You know, it doesn't just automatically make you this awesome savior. No, it's who you are. You just now have more power to put that force out there into the ether, so to speak. And Walker, he's been going about things the wrong way from Jump Street. You can see that in the way he treated Sam, how he tried to treat Bucky. Neither one of them were having it. But like you said, he had the hype man by his side, so that kept him thinking that, you know, he was still going and doing the right thing and doing things the way it was supposed to be done, quote unquote, supposed to be. But it all ended up here. And you see, you know, as soon as he took the damn serum, like his body started twitching. He's walking around just looking like a freaking tweaker on steroids. I mean, 20 plus fold because he's got that damn serum in his veins. It's oof. It's nuts.
Absolutely. What's up? We got Jake Cruz just hit the chat. He said, this is the first episode I actually started to like New Cap. He's like, you did break it down. Like, you made me. You turned me into this. I did what you trained me to do, and I did it well. This is not my fault. But yet it kind of is your fault. But John says, I had to do it. They killed Lamar. Like, is he so round the bend, BBM, that he like really thinks that's what happened? Like lumping all the flag smashers together? Or is he like, if he was killed by one, he was killed by all sort of mentality? Like, is he just reeling because he knows how bad this looks? Or is like he just crazy?
He is crazy. Literally, this reminds you of that meme, why are you running? That was pretty much it in the beginning of the episode. Like in his heart of heart, he knew he was a bit guilty. He's like, I don't either that, or it was just so much of it going in. He's like, oh my gosh, a friend died. He's looked at pretty much everyone. Everything just went red for him.
And even more so than that, he didn't justify it by saying they killed Lamar. He said specifically that guy killed Lamar. And that's the reason why it panned in so close and for so long, him saying it wasn't me. It wasn't him. It was Carly. And if you look at all of the interactions Carly has had with everyone that she runs close with, all the ones that she gave the serum to, they're all questioning her at these different intervals when she levels up what she's doing, especially in this last episode. Sure. They're all looking at her like, are you sure this is what we're supposed to be doing? No, I put all of those things on Carly because when she blew up that damn building that they stole the medicines from, that was not part of the plan. And her driver that time was already looking at her like, bruh, there are innocent people in there. She's diverting from what the original Flag Smashers were. The team that she runs with is just now starting to see that, and they have questions. So I'm not putting it on that guy. Yeah, he was involved. I get that, but he did not do any of that killing. All of that was on Carly, not those other guys.
Guilty by association, because like my man says, he was there too, and the goal was to kill New Cap.
He was there too. but he did not do that. That's it's a completely different situation. It's like with Bucky, and even Bucky said this to Cap. You did those things, yeah, while you were under the influence under Hydra or whatnot. But Bucky even still realizes, yeah, but I did that. That guy didn't do the killing.
Yeah, but he was there.
He's not the one that threw the hands. He just happened to be in the room at that point in time.
He was there to
do
the deed.
One for all.
Yep. He was there to do the deed. The deed was to kill New Cap, and he was there, which means
to kill Cap.
Yep. That's what they were there for.
That's what they were there for, not for Lamar. And even with Carly, when she was talking to Falcon, she said, "I will go through and do all of this again." She's the crazy one. She's the one at fault for all that.
Right.
But I do understand what you're saying, though. No, I do understand what you're saying, though.
I mean, you're here to kill me. Why should I go any easier just because you failed at that and killed my friend? That's going to make me even more upset. So, yeah, that was crazy. But it seemed as if talking was kind of getting through to John. That is until Sam told him he'd have to get the shield. He was like, you almost got me. I was like, oh, come on now. And you just had to love the line, you don't want to do this. And Bucky's like, yeah, we do. It's like, it is go time. I have to admit, this opening fight was nice. What's that?
He should have known. And if he didn't think that he was in the wrong, he wouldn't have ran like that. He would have just stood there and walked back to wherever his rendezvous point might have been. He didn't. It was red from Friday. He don't go cry in the car. He just ran away to cry. Yeah. That was it. Because he knew
this opening fight scene was nice, but fandom, did you think is Bucky getting old and losing a step? Like that hand to hand with not my Cap seemed like Bucky was kind of getting the short end of the stick on that.
You can pretty much see the difference of John Walker before the serum and after the serum, because he was holding his own against Sam and Bucky. But even then, when you look at Bucky like in the Winter Soldier, that was a Bucky again with the serum and gave two fucks about the world. He just wanted to get that mission done and do whatever it needs to do to get it done.
Wow, that's crazy. Hey, Kay, what's up with Bucky's arm glitching out? I thought vibranium was like near indestructible. Then he just gets tossed into a wall and it starts shorting out. Like, did AO do some extra damage to it when she dropped it to the floor?
I don't think it was necessarily extra damage, but that failsafe that Shuri put in there, it was meant to do just what we saw, not to specifically hurt him, but to disable him for a time. Otherwise he wouldn't have been able to even put it back on. I think he just might need to, to put it simply, the settings need retweaking.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like he still has the power, but he needs to go get it fixed. I mean, he can't do that yet because Io told him, and rightly so, stay out of Wakanda for a little bit, bruh. We still like you. We got your back. However, we need to let people get past this little thing real quick before you show your face. We already in turmoil right now, so just hang out here, and he'll be able to go back and get it fixed later. So at some point.
So what's up, Phantom? Is it fixed now, or did they fix it off screen and we just didn't see it, or is that going to be a problem and like glitch out again later? What's up, Iron Throne? I see you out there.
I didn't think it was even glitched out. I think he just got thrown, and that's what pretty much happened.
I don't know, man. There's like some little tweaks and lasers kind of coming out of it. Like it was glitching. Like something was wrong. I'm like, is that going to be a problem? Because they never touched on it again after that. But,
I think we're gonna have to touch on it again at some point. And it's very interesting. Like I might do just a small thoughts vid on this. Like Bucky, I think he recognized like all of those things. Like even from the first part to when he noticed that Io was following them when he found the Joby beads and whatnot. I think he was actually running Black Ops for Wakanda while he was down there. And that's how he knew what to look for. Because otherwise, it's Io. You ain't going to find her unless she wants you to find her.
Oh, no. She was dropping beads. Yeah, she absolutely was.
So yeah, that and I love that he was able to find those breadcrumbs so easily. Oh, yeah. It just shows how tightly they work together. So I don't think she damaged the arm permanently. But she did disable it because, as Bucky said, she disabled him because it was a means to an end. Her goal was to go get Zebo, and if she needed to weaken you to do that, she was going to do it.
Phantom, how far gone is John that he was actually getting ready to kill Sam? Like, Sam's going to take the shield from you, so you decide to rip his wings off?
That whole fight reminds me of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King when we see Gollum fighting for the damn Ring of Power. Same situation, man. He was getting ready to kill Sam and Bucky. He wants his damn precious, and he'll do anything to get it.
I am so here for that explanation.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
I love it. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I agree. You know, he's got the, like, you see, he's got the freaking Gollum crazy eyes now. You know, I am Captain America and blah blah blah, Brody guy. It's just extra, and that's what he is now with that serum in his veins. Extra ridiculousness.
Speaking of extra, AK, why is not my Cap so much stronger than Bucky? Like, is the new serum really that much better?
That's what it seems like. That's what it is. Like, this new serum, this isn't the true variation of the serum. You know, everyone's been trying to duplicate what happened with Steve, but no one was able to get it right. You know, the scientist that they had working on it a couple episodes ago, he got close and he put his own like little special signature upgrades in it, but it's still not perfect. This one seems to be amplified a little bit more towards just the strength aspect that it brings, but it's not doing too much more than that. And also, Bucky's out of practice. You know, you have a certain amount of muscle memory when you're trained in doing certain things, but it seems like it's been a bit, you know, since Bucky's actually been out there running the Black Ops. You know, he's been trying to slow down and cut everything down. So it seems like he's just, you know, he's a weathered warrior. It's been a little while since he's actually been in the game. So now he's catching back up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's the part was hard. With morals and ethics. Before then, he had no morals and ethics. It was kill everyone.
Yeah, he's actually making himself fall back, and I think that's Steve's influence. He's making himself fall back, like he's pulling his strength. So yeah, I like that too, Phantom. That's definitely something else to consider as well.
Yeah, he was just programmed. He had no choice in the matter before. Mm-hmm. It was just do as I say. Are you ready to comply? Like, that was ruthless. But yeah, I mean,
it's futile.
Jake's right. You definitely go from 0 to 60 in fights. That adrenaline kicks in, but there is a big difference between beating somebody down and absolutely going for the kill. Like, that's a whole mentality.
Yeah, he made that choice. He could have stopped when he was fighting that Flag Smasher, but he felt the need to continue. So that speaks volumes for where his head really is.
Speaking of how the serum works, Fandom, how come like the like our real Cap, his whole body grew like tenfold, but Bucky seems to pretty much be the same size? What's up with that?
Oh my gosh! Even then, like, I don't know, because when it came to, again, like what AK said, one, there was still a different serum compared to what Steve had and what Bucky had, and Bucky was kind of buffed up when he originally had it, as opposed to Steve. Yeah, he had to get buffed up. He was like shorter, way skinnier.
That's what I'm saying. But shouldn't that new serum just turn Bucky into Hulk size? Like, he should have gotten even bigger.
Think about it like this. You know, well, I mean, some folks might not know because you're too young, but DJ, I know you would know. Back in the day when we had our tape decks, you know, especially the dual tape decks, because then we could record shit on the blank tape. Think about, the more you do that, the more you copy a thing onto a new medium, the more degraded it gets. Steve had the perfect formula from Erskine. Everyone else just has the copy. So depending on the tweaks that come along from the clone, it's not going to be as good as what the original is. And also for Steve, I think you have to factor in that his body needed that upgrade. Bucky's really didn't, like Phantom said, but Bucky was already pretty fit for a soldier back then. Steve was not. So it had to course correct all of that.
Are we solid on the fact that Steve really was the first? Do we not know? I mean, what if Red Skull had the same thing at the same time, or did he steal it? And that's
Red Skull.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Red Skull was the first, but no one else had it after that. So he, you know, the ultimate villain, well, was going to be an ultimate villain, had it first, but Steve was the one that they were trying to mass market.
Right. I'm wondering how they got Steve's right. I'm wondering if Red Skull improved his and actually made Bucky before Steve even got made. But I don't know because I guess he died.
It wasn't Red Skull.
You're right.
Yeah, that was after. Yeah, that was purely Hydra and what's his name? The guy that looks like Krang when he puts his bodysuit on. What the hell was the little Swedish guy's name?
I can't remember. I know you're talking about
Zolan.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Zolo?
Yeah, that's where Bucky's serum came from. Whatever was copied through the tweaks that he did.
Right. There you go. That was brutal how they had to snap his arm to get that shield away from him. Like, then they played baseball with Not My Cap, using the cap as a cap bat. That was crazy. I love that fight, though. That fight was solid.
It was good. Really good choreography there.
When Bucky picked up the shield and dropped it by Sam's side, I was waiting for that cheesy line like, try not to lose it this time. But nope, he just dropped it and solemnly walked away. I was like, that was definitely...
It was there. He just didn't have to voice it. You could see it in his eyes and on his face. That's why he just had to walk away. Bucky's a cool motherfucker when he want to be. He had that. He pulled on that Shaft persona right there.
Speaking of Bucky being cool, I gotta say, like him holding that shield with the ray of sunlight standing over Sam, like that looked amazing. It's too bad, like he couldn't just pick up the mantle. Is there any way that maybe it's Bucky that ends up with the shield after this, not Sam?
Nah, I don't want it. I don't want it. Even though you can see it in my profile, still no. I still say no. If anything, no. There's only one thing he should be, and he already is, White Wolf. That's it.
Yes. I'll agree with that. You know, it would be comic accurate if at some point Bucky did take the shield. However, for how the MCU is now and where they've set all these characters up, I'm with fandom. Bucky will be the White Wolf. Sam is the new Captain America. And if all goes well, once that old suit gets fixed, Torres is going to be the new Falcon.
Oh, we're going to talk about that, definitely. Questions. But the gig's up, and the GRC are conducting raids looking for the Flag Smashers and arresting anyone being found to have helped the fugitives. And they're having no luck finding Carly. Like, she's a ghost in the wind. Like, she got pretty good at some CIA moves pretty early on. Like that, I can't believe it's that hard to find this girl. But she's got so many people helping her, so I guess that makes sense. But Bucky's heard enough and decides to dip, and Sam asks if he's off to deal with Zemo. And Bucky doesn't answer. Is that because he still hadn't decided whether he was going to kill Zemo or not, fandom?
No, I think he already knew that he wasn't going to kill Zemo, because that was like the whole point. Like, he was not, because Zemo keep on saying, like, oh, once you have the serum, you're pretty much going to go down this dark path. And throughout pretty much the time when he met Zemo, was it episode 3, was it? Like, it was always this back and forth, like, you're still the Winter Soldier, it's still in there. And you're not going to think one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be back to regular Bucky Barnes. So he knew he wasn't going to kill him.
I agree. Yeah, he already knew that he wasn't going to do that, but he needed to prove that point to Zemo, which is why he did it the exact way that he did.
So Torres is back and explains just how big a fuck up this is that Cap's made in broad daylight. And he says it's out of their hands and the higher ups are handling it now. Torres says there's like nothing they can do until there's something they can do. So Sam bounces and Torres says, you forgot the wings, and Sam kept them, like you're saying. Like, did he just pass the mantle? Is Torres for sure going to be the new Falcon now?
Foreshadowing. I mean, if you'll forgive me this random tidbit, quote unquote, in my best nerd voice, in the comics, Torres actually does become the new Falcon in some weird gene manipulation thing. Something happens to the actual bird that is Red Wing in the comics, and someone got the bright idea to take Red Wing's DNA and meld it to Torres's DNA. I don't remember why, but that's how he ended up becoming the new Falcon. The way they're doing it in the MCU is much more grounded for how everything has already been set up for people getting awesome suits or powers. So he's going to get that suit fixed. Falcon straight up gave it to him. He was like, I don't want it. You keep it. Okay. Torres just said a big okay in his mind. He's going to find somebody, or maybe he's going to do it himself, because I think he knows how it is to work some technologies and what he does. And speaking of which, I want to know exactly what the hell Torres does. Who does he report to And why is he able to seem like he's just a freelance operator all the time? I need some backstory on that guy. But short answer, yes, he will definitely be the next Falcon.
I hope he works for the Bilbo actor. He's like, was it something Thunderbolt? Keep on forgetting.
No, that's not no. Ross is
excuse me, Ross. Here we go.
Yeah. Ross is Bilbo. Well, actually, isn't Homeboy's name Thaddeus Ross?
Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunder. Yeah. That's why we got the Thunderbolts, because of him. He named it after himself, pretty much.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, that's definitely coming up. But yeah, I think they said in the very first episode, that's just Sam's liaison. So I just think that's the person that's kind of been he's been assigned to watch Sam, so that's why he's always with him and doing what he's doing. I think that's his whole job in the Army. Like, they just put him on him. Like, we can't have this semi superhero out there just running amok. We need to keep all eyes.
Yeah.
So I think that's what
I lightweight thought like from episode 1 when we first got introduced to Torres, I thought he was really going to be that rookie gumshoe that was in there too green to be with the big show, because he was just doing all types of random shit that you should not be doing if you're running Black Ops. I thought he was going to die right then and there.
Yeah, I think.
But then I remembered who he was.
They made him the comic relief and just wanted to get him in there. Like, yeah, this guy has superhero-like tendencies.
Yeah,
he's not ready to just sit there and fall in line. Like, he's ready to get.
He has lightweight. Yeah, he has lightweight proven his skill. Also, I mean, he's not a super soldier. No, we know that, but he does know how to get in and find the clues that need to be found in between the lines. So he's definitely an asset.
Absolutely, he's all about that tech and information. John heading back to Washington to find out that the shield's not the only thing that's been taken away. He's been told that he is in no way to represent the U.S. government or its military. He's been stripped of his rank and title of Captain America. I mean, didn't he have kind of a right to freak out fandom on those guys?
He did, though. I kind of felt bad for him. Granted, there's some moments in the previous episodes where like, what's wrong with you, boy? In this one, I was like, damn. Took away all his damn titles. Not going to receive any benefits. He ain't Captain America no more, even though the whole fandom has been saying that ever since episode 1. Then he's like, oh, by the way, give us back our damn shield. Well, he don't even know. He doesn't even have it anymore.
Plus, it ain't your shield.
Exactly.
It's also not the government's shield either, though.
That's what I'm saying. They're saying, back the shield. Like, why? It's not yours. Why would we give it to you?
There's two people. One of them, I guess, actually, no, both of them, I could say it's an entity that own that shield. If Pepper, at any point in time, as the heir to everything that was Tony Stark, because they were married, and she does have his daughter, all of those assets would go to Pepper. If she says, yo, give me that, she does legally have that right by the laws of America. However, if Wakanda comes through and Shuri is like, we're going to need to take that back because y'all should have never had it in the first place. Because let's remember that vibranium was stolen. Yeah. They absolutely have jurisdiction to take it. It does not belong to the government, which is why we were told very specifically the ownership of that is in a quote unquote gray area. It's because the government really doesn't have it.
Who got it? Like, that's a real gray area, because who is the one that did Tony Stark use his money, and is he the one that got that little bit of vibranium, or was it the government that stole it and acquired it and then gave it to Tony Stark to make something out of it?
No, the government would not have known about it. I believe that the very first time any inkling of Wakanda was learned is because someone talked to someone, whispers down dark alleys, and that little bit was stolen. They didn't know that there was any more vibranium anywhere else. You remember how it said that little disc is how much vibranium is on Earth. They thought that was it.
Right.
They didn't know there was a country that had a whole huge ass mountain with it.
But that he was like in an underground government spot.
And that's the thing. Yeah, we need to check the fine print on that, because technically a lot of times when it comes to those weapons contracts, anything that you make for a specific, entity, whoever you're working for, 9 times out of 10, that technology goes to them. But knowing Howard Stark, there's very much some loopholes in that contract that he exploited. And I'm betting that vibranium, that little bit of vibranium he had, would have been under that, because he wouldn't have wanted to give that up easily.
Yeah, it's interesting. What's that?
What'd you say?
Money
Yeah,
talks. Stark
yeah.
got money.
And he recognized how valuable that would be. I don't think Howard would ever get himself put in a position to have to give up something that rare. Just think about the
Like
guy
I
that
said,
he is.
I don't think he ever had it to give up. I think the government got it. But yeah, I mean, that'd be an interesting one to try to find out that little.
Yeah, that's some backstory that would be good. Yeah.
But just like a pawn shop, it doesn't matter because whoever brings it in, if somebody that originally owned it said that was mine and it was stolen, it goes back to them. So
That's true. That's true. So yeah, you're right. That's why I said Wakanda definitely could pull ownership at any given time.
Absolutely. But like Phantom was saying, for the first time, I was actually kind of feeling for the guy for New Cap. Like, he dedicated his whole life to this. And like he said, they made him into what he was. And just because, like, they just want to toss him out like trash because he made a mistake this one time, like, people die in war and he's a soldier. So just, I don't know. And it just seemed like the zero empathy for a man who truly was a hero, like, enough so to hang the title on him in the first place. Like, now you're just ripping it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they really showed enough empathy. Like that one senator, like he told that senator, "I am Captain America," and the senator seemed just a little too cocky when he's like, "Not anymore." I think John was right. They built him. They turned him into what he was. The second they didn't fit their pretty little narrative, they just throw him out like trash. I don't think that's right. Do you?
And they caught it on tape to begin with. Like if they never recorded it, he would have probably gotten away with it.
Probably if the whole world wasn't watching.
Exactly.
That's the whole point, though. He let it go out of control. He very clearly knew that he was out of control. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen that moment where he ran off and he was going through all of the steps. Like, oh my God, Lamar, you told me not to go in. Why didn't I listen to you? What the fuck is happening? This shit. He knows that he was wrong for doing what he did. He rationalizes it and compartmentalizes it, but that doesn't fix the situation. That does not make it right. The one thing I will say about the judgment that was given to him, well, two things. It is fucked that they took his benefits away because he does still need to live. So I will definitely begrudge him that. He should have at least been able to keep his benefits. However, the senator was completely right when he said, we're doing you a favor. Because of your service, you're not being court-martialed right now.
Yeah,
think about that. If that would have happened in the real world, it wouldn't even have to be an announced court-martial. They would have put him in Guantanamo Bay and threw away the key because you made the U.S. look that bad on the world circuit. All of those videos went viral. They knew about it before they even got any word from whoever his handler might have been back to the army and to his superiors. They saw that shit on the internet before they even got that word. That's why he got the harshness that's why he got the harshness that they gave him. And I understand it. Like I said, though, I do think he should have been able to keep his benefits because, yeah, he has put in exemplary service before. But this is also the fault of how things were run and how things were set up in the government. Steve gave the shield to Sam because he saw Sam's character. He knew that Sam would be great at continuing under that mantle. The government gave the shield to Walker because he looked good on paper. And they realized quick, fast. Yeah, it is their fault. I totally agree with that.
They chose the wrong man for the job. When
they chose the wrong man.
They were like, they had a rigorous vetting that went on. There was a huge vetting trial going on when they passed that mantle to Steve. And like, they just rushed this one out. So yeah, this is their fault for picking the wrong guy and rushing it and just wanting it to like be basically a PR stunt. And this is what you get. So yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I do agree.
Like when he turned around and walked out on that panel, like he should be like, I don't know. He should be glad he had such a solid wifey, but that was awesome when he turned around like that. I was like, yeah, tell these guys to fuck off.
No, there's no, this is like one of those situations, like, everybody sucks in that situation. He did what he did and it was wrong. And he did it in the height of battle. He let his feelings take over his judgment. And when you are in a position like he is in, you cannot allow that to happen, especially on the world stage. They named the episode "The World is Watching for a Reason." Call back to Black Panther when T'Challa had freaking Claw and he could have taken him out easy. One swipe with them claws. But Koye came up, hey, my king, I get it, but the world is watching. Cameras all around. T'Challa knew to pull himself back.
And I mean,
Walker should have did the same.
There is a little saying called "All's fair in love and war," and that's kind of where it comes from.
No, it's not.
Once you're out,
sadly, it's not. That's a good saying, but sadly, like many sayings that we have in our countries, that's not good. That's not a good look.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's out there for a reason. They made it for a reason.
True.
Like but it's the wifey. He is lucky to have such a solid wifey. Like she was right there by his side, already making plans for how to best move forward. And like she's a true boo. I was loving that. And speaking of boo fandom, who is this walking up? We had none other than Elaine Valentino herself. I was like, what is this all about?
Yeah, one of the sexiest ladies in the game. Still.
Yep. And I still don't know like that much about a comic book character besides someone telling me like in a comment, hey, I don't read everything, AK.
I know. No. And that's not actually why I was signed. I thought you were about to bring up Seinfeld and I was about to call your ass out for being young again.
Yeah, I didn't see Seinfeld either.
Oh, no, that was amazing. And yeah, I don't think there's really anybody that knows that much about her character because from my understanding, it was a very tiny character and a tiny part. Like she kind of
I wouldn't say that. She at different intervals was on a few of these anti-hero / villain teams. Her title is Miss Hydra. So she was actually a Black Ops operative for S.H.I.E.L.D. and infiltrated Hydra to get information, ended up switching sides, but then Lightweight flipped back and she was actually dating Nick Fury for a while.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So she's got a very intricate background.
Put Nick Fury back into it, besides him being in space, whatever.
You know what though? You know what? See, I don't know. For a couple of y'all in the chat have been watching me and Lauren as we've been reacting. Lauren had a theory that very possibly, small chance, that perhaps the power broker could be Nick Fury.
No, that'd be cool. I like that.
And that would explain Sharon's loyalty to whoever the power broker is. And now that they've pulled the Miss Hydra character in, who used to be, a hot girl with Nick Fury, that would be fitting as well. I don't think that it's Nick Fury, but the breadcrumbs that they've laid to follow to that point are very interesting to think about. So she's going to be big. And actually, now that I think about it, you looking at your hat actually reminded me, DJ, that card that she gave Walker, it was blank, but it was black on one side and white on the other. That, I think, is a breadcrumb for the Hellfire Club coming into play.
We kind of already had the Blackfire Club in a TV series, The Gifted, but
not the MCU though.
Exactly.
Not the MCU.
So I like to see their take on the Blackfire Club.
Yeah, from my understanding, she's actually a triple agent. She was playing both sides, trying to get S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra to battle each other. And she was actually like an agent for something called Leviathan or something like that.
Yes.
Everything. So she's actually a triple agent, and she was playing all sides of the field. So she's a really interesting character. But again,
she's going to be interesting.
About her,
I mean, and also it's played by Julia, what was her name? Julia Dreyfus, something or other. Julia Louise Dreyfus, I think is her name, full name. And yeah, so you don't get an iconic actress like that to play just some little 2-bit role. Now, her role is going to be big. Actually, I remember earlier today, I found out her character was actually supposed to be introduced in Black Widow. But Widow's been pushed back. That's why we haven't seen her yet. But we would have seen her.
She might actually be the power broker.
See, I don't think she is. I thought that at first, but then I thought about it like, why would the actual power broker now come out just to give Walker this card and say, when I call, pick up? I think she's on the same level as Sharon, that they're like the right and left hands running different sections of the business, and the power broker is over both of them.
You agree with that, Phantom?
I just want to know who this damn power broker is.
It could all be a surprise.
I just want it to be a character that we know.
Do you have a theory on who it is? I got 2 thoughts. What you got? DJ, you too. Where's your head at with this? Who do you think the power broker is?
First,
I'm with Jake Cruz. I definitely think that Fury's been gone. He got snapped, so he can't be the power broker.
This is after the snap, though.
Yeah, but the Zemo knew the power broker before he went into jail, which was before the snap.
Zemo knew Fury before the snap.
No, he knew the power broker. He knew who the power broker was and was dealing with him.
Has he ever seen the power broker face to face? He knows it's a guy, but do we know for sure that he has actually seen the power broker face to face?
I don't think that's been told, but yeah. I just don't think it can be Fury because it sounds like the power broker was running strong during the snap and Fury got snapped.
Was he running strong during the snap?
Yeah, he's been running things.
Oh well, yeah. You're right.
He's really been running.
Yeah, he employed what's his? Wait, no,
that's why
said he was snapped too, though.
What's that?
See that Sharon was snapped also.
Exactly. That's why
Sharon was snapped, and the guy that did the formula that ended up getting killed, he was snapped too. So they didn't start working on that on whoever the power broker was until everyone came back.
No, they that's just it. Zemo was talking about he had dealt with the power broker before the snap.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I don't think it's any of them. It can't be. Pretty much, it could be Thunderbolt Ross, but yeah, I don't know. They're definitely gonna have to touch on that and get back more into it because they haven't given us enough to know.
Yeah, fandom. Where's your head at on it? Do you have any guesses on who it might be?
First, I thought it was Zemo, but when him going to the raft now, I doubt that. And then I thought it was Sharon now, so it could be possible with her.
The breadcrumbs are there.
If anything, if she wasn't the original power broker, she could have killed it and took the place.
Okay, I like that.
But the weirdest one of all, it's Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers could be the power broker, but we know.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, they did. You remember what they did in the comics that threw everybody's head out the window? You know, they had Steve say "Hail Hydra." That was the whole thing. But I think it's plausible, and this actually ties back into WandaVision. I don't think the head of the military that was in WandaVision, I don't think he was acting alone. He was either working with Thaddeus Ross, aka Red Hulk, starter of the Thunderbolts, or possibly it's a small breadcrumb to tie in something that's going to happen in the future with the X-Men that they're going to be bringing in. It could be William Stryker, because these are all military dudes. These are all guys that are looking at this super soldier, problem, quote unquote problem, because some of them don't like it, but some of them want to get it to harness that power for themselves. And this is right up Stryker's alley for how he's been portrayed in the movies. He's very different in the comics. He has nothing to do with the military in the comics, but for what we've seen on screen already, it's fitting that this could be a back alleyway to put Stryker in there.
Yeah, Stryker. Cool. I like him. I like that one for him being the power broker. That'd be pretty tight. Mm-hmm. But back to Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
She don't like to repeat herself.
Yes. Excuse me, but who are you? And she just hands her that black and white card. Like, I was like, she just told you she doesn't like to repeat herself. I was like, I love that whole scene. I thought that was
no fucks given.
So she wasn't doing nothing. In no way could we have ever called hers the cameo, but like I said, I loved it nonetheless. And you know what the best decision you ever made was? Of course, tied with marrying this fabulous firecracker next to you. I was like, she was so smooth with hers. I loved everything about that. It was quick, but it was perfect.
She knew she had to get Wifey on board because Wifey was going to be able to be the one to sway John in whatever way she needed to. And yeah, so she did that shit smooth.
Oh, that was great. Just sat right in between them. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But Carly and the Flag Smashers head back to camp to find out everybody's been arrested for aiding and abetting criminals. And it looks like Carly's she's ready to kick it up a notch. But she was about to do that shit anyway. She's acting like this is what made her mad. She was going down this road already.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and again, you look at her close people, her inner circle, they were all side-eyeing her in that moment, that this was not what they're about to do now. This is not what they signed up for. And it is not what they have been doing thus far since before she blew that building up. The minute she did that, that's when the whole game changed for what they were doing previously. That's why it's fucked up.
Yeah, I gotta say, the whole Flag Smasher and Carly storyline is pretty much the weakest. I'm like, that's the main story, but it's like the weakest part.
It is, right? Like you really trying to go back to the snap when it seems like from all accounts shit was horrible. How do you see that as being
better? But still,
better.
I don't understand why she could be so mad about it. Well, yeah, there's no more borders. People were welcoming people into every other country because they're happy for the help and to rebuild and all that. Like all the borders had come down, no fences, and it was kind of like one world, one country, like their little saying is.
See, and I do understand that, and I do agree that we should all be humanitarians to help out folks that we can help out. But the way she's going about doing it from the beginning, I've said, and Sam even said it actually is the perfect line. I get your cause. I understand it and I'm here for it. It's the way you're going about doing things. And she doesn't see that she has already turned into everything that she hates in how she's going about trying to correct what she sees as a huge wrong. That's why you take her down and you end the Flag Smashers.
That serum's corroding her mind.
Yeah,
just about to say that.
What's that?
Just about to say that, DJ, because just like what Zemo said, it's because of the serum she's becoming a supremacist, even if she wasn't before.
Yep, you're right.
Jake thinks they want us to think it's Sharon. That's why I think it's not. Yeah, I don't think she's definitely not the power broker. She wasn't around.
Exactly.
Pop for the power broker. That could be a clue.
You know what? Ion is right, because the little tidbit clues that we've been given for the MCU, the ones that you can actually stick, not the leaks that we keep getting YouTube videos about, is the Funko Pops. They had the Pietro, quote unquote, Pietro Funko Pop come up. Like that's how we knew. Yeah,
toys are some of the biggest spoilers out there for sure. Toys always get out of the bag. I love that. But Bucky tracks down Zemo right where he thought he'd be, and at the Sokovia Monument. And Zemo says, "Don't worry, I've decided not to kill you." And Bucky's like, "Oh, imagine my relief." Like, why is he so cocky holding that little gun? Like, Zemo could have had snipers anywhere ready to take you out. Like, why you
Fandom, you go first, man. Take it, brother.
First off, I'm happy we got to see this memorial because they did bring it back up like a couple of episodes ago. So it's like, okay, so this is the memorial he was talking about. So it was kind of like fitting he would go there before either if he knew that Bucky was going to kill him or go to Wakanda. Like he knew eventually his time was coming up. And his main mission of like the serum is being destroyed. It's destroyed. Carly is still MIA. So he was kind of seemed like he was done with that. And hopefully Sam or whoever was going to find them. But then we did question it. It's like, was Zemo going to then end up killing Bucky? Because he was pretty much gun-ho out this entire season. All the people who have this serum need to die.
Absolutely. And do you think do you think they'll actually get him to the raft, or do you think he's going to break out of there?
He needs to go to the raft. He needs to go to the raft so then we can get the Thunderbolts or whatever freaking group they're going to create. We need it.
He is absolutely going to get to the raft. Will he be staying at the raft? No, I do not think so. I think that's actually where Thunderbolt Ross, maybe William Stryker, is going to start their initial recruiting for the Thunderbolts / the what was it called in the cartoon, like the Sons of Humanity or something or other from the X-Men cartoons. Zemo, I think Bucky went exactly where he knew Zemo would be. He went back home. He wanted to show his reverence and appreciation to that monument they put. And he said, I expected you sooner. Like, first of all, Zemo, how long were you even sitting out there? and you knew the man was coming for you. But it seemed like a touch of surprise when the Dora Milaje showed up. Like Zemo didn't account for that.
I don't think so. He knew the Dora Milaje were after him, and he knows there's no getting away from the Dora Milaje. So he's probably happy that Bucky went there, because either you're going to kill me or they're going to take me, and I don't want to deal with what they might do to me because I killed their king. So he was probably...
No, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Zemo has thought that he was, 2 steps ahead of the game the whole season. And,
he was.
Low key, he was. I will give him that. Like he said, he thought Bucky would show up sooner. I don't think he counted on Bucky bringing the Dora Milaje. He thought Bucky was just going to shoot him and be done. That's why he tried to make like that last ditch effort speech. Like, yo, Carly is out of control. You need to convince Sam to just get her out of the way. And Sam was like, well, he's kind of like Steve. And Zemo sighed. He was like, yeah, I know. So he thought Bucky was just going to kill him and that would be it. He was very surprised when Bucky pulled the trigger and nothing happened.
I don't know.
And then the Dora Milaje came out. That's why
boss.
Bucky did what he did. He made sure Zemo actually saw what he thought he was going to see. And then he flipped the script on him and dropped the bullets like, I am not that dude that you think I still am. So, yeah. So, I mean, this definitely is not the last we've seen of Zemo.
What's up, Random? Did you think at any point that Bucky was going to kill Zemo?
Hell no. It had to be, he had to not kill him. Because that's pretty much like his whole journey of, I'm not the Winter Soldier anymore. I'm Bucky Barnes. So if he would have shot him, then like, then what was the whole point? Then Steve was actually truly wrong after all.
Oh, I like that. I like that. What's up with Samuel Morningstar, right? Shouldn't Wanda be in a cabin across that lake somewhere?
I like that. I like that. You would think we don't got the, you know, we Wanda turned off her location on the cell phone. We have no idea where Wanda is right now. You would think that she would go close to home, but I don't think she's anywhere near Sokovia. I think she would see ahead that maybe someone would think that and they could go to find her there. And even if she didn't, there's a monument. People are going to come and pay their respects. So she's not going to want to be where any people are. She's very secluded wherever she is.
What's up, fandom? Jay Cruz is still on it, saying Zemo took that serum.
Don't
do
it. You'd be a hypocrite if he took it.
Exactly. That's not Zemo.
That might be the only way to like be able to break away from the Dora Milaje, and it still might not be good enough. It probably wouldn't be.
He ain't gonna have to break away from the Dora Milaje. He's gonna let them take him to the raft. I mean, I can't even say let them. I can't even say let them. No, he's not getting away from the Dora Milaje. The only reason he got away the first time is because they were distracted. That is it. Let's correct that situation right now. They had him dead to rights. If Walker hadn't started that fight because his dumbass chose to be disrespectful and put his hands on Ao, first of all, don't ever put your hands on a Dora Milaje. Second of all, don't put your hands on the second in command of the Dora Milaje. You just don't do that.
Oh, yep. Jake Cruz, Wanda would be an excellent cameo. That'd be amazing. And I think so. Zemo might have replaced that serum with Zima just so there can't be any more soldiers. I like it.
That's such an Ion thing to say. Ion, I have very much enjoyed getting to know you through the years, my friend. I'm so glad that you're here.
Him and Peter Griffin be killing it.
Yes.
Hypocritical supervillain. Say it ain't so. I don't know. Jake Cruz is against it, fandom. He thinks he took it. He's on it. But Zemo was a boss. I agree. Like when he looked Bucky right in his eyes and just had that look, like, I get it, do what you must. And even right before leaving, like he says he holds no grudges for doing what he thought he had to do. Like, man, Bucky pulled that trigger and he barely blinked. Like Zemo was a boss through that whole thing.
Because all things always lead back to Thrones, I'm going to say this was Zemo's Stannis moment. Go on and do your duty.
Yep, he made it happen. That was pretty tight.
That's what it was.
But before leaving, Ao says, for the time being, it would be wise for Bucky to make himself scarce in Wakanda right now, which tells me he's been back visiting frequently. And, I mean, why would he be doing that? Because him and Ao have been getting that Wakanda boogie on.
No, stop it. You stop it right now.
That's exactly why I was going back.
Now.
I still say she was sashaying them hips too damn hard when she was walking away out of that alley.
Did you miss all of the other appearances we've seen of Io? That is a natural. See, most people don't know this. If a woman walks in a straight line, our hips sway like that naturally. That's never a thing we have to emphasize. If you got it, you got it.
Yeah, but she looked back to see if he was looking. She like peeked back like, yeah, I know you see this. You better watch again. Yes, she did.
I refuse.
DJ, I swear.
I refuse. The tinfoil that DJ comes up. DJ is the only one with the stronger tinfoil than me. I'm gonna let that be known right now. Y'all know I've had some crazy ass tinfoil. DJ is the only one that beats me.
I'm telling you, we already see how my man thinks. We see how he is with Sarah too. I'm telling you, my man knows.
Hey, yo, nah. Sarah started that.
Hey,
let me just put that out there.
My man knows where it's at. What I'm talking about. My beautiful sisters, he is all about it.
And that was such a perfect sibling moment because yeah, right now you're in the quote unquote best friend slot with Sam, but do not think that he will not check your ass about his sister. Like he said, I will have my homeboy come up here, cut your ass into pieces, and we will feed you to the fish. Do not flirt with my sister. And I don't give a fuck about a superhero serum in his veins.
Nope.
If you fuck with his little sister, well, it's his big sister, but if you fuck with his
Cameron's
sister,
family.
he coming for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
So the Durmalazi are taking Zemo to the raft, and you know who else is on the raft? Trish Walker from Jessica Jones and Diamondback.
Talk about it. Talk
So
about
are
it.
they already? I mean, are we going to get an extra scene on the raft showing us the beginning of the Thunderbolts at the end of the next episode? And if John Walker / U.S. agent gets captured while they're doing during the show, book it. It's a done deal.
Just like how at the end of Incredible Hulk, we got like Tony Stark saying to Thaddeus, "Oh, when building a team,
we're putting a team together."
Exactly, that has to happen. That's the only thing I accept as after credit scene for this show.
I'm telling you,
I like it.
Book it. Especially if they end up taking down the new U.S. agent and he ends up going to the raft. That's a done deal, guaranteed.
You know what? I don't know exactly what's going to happen with him, but one, he's not done yet. And there's been talk of Emmy nominations for like best drama in a sitcom, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is very likely going to be up for that when the Emmys come about. And I feel like John Walker is definitely going to have a big role in that. He's going to go to the raft. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to fuck up even more under the new mantle of U.S. agent. And the Senate is going to be like, okay, yeah, we need to get this motherfucker out of here. They're going to call their special black ops that Walker used to be on the team for. They're going to wrangle him up, stick his ass in a raft, and that's when Zemo's going to start getting in his head. And then there's going to be a whole other kerfluffle. And like DJ said, Trish from Jessica Jones is at the raft. That's where we're going to start seeing some of Netflix MCU coming into our main MCU. We already know we got Daredevil. And Feige has
they ain't got to say it. Just pan the camera by their table.
I'm saying, right. They don't even got to say who. She don't need to say a word. Just show Zemo going into his cell and then pan the camera to show who all of his neighbors are. Exactly. We're going to see Trish, which means we're going to get Jessica Jones, because he loves Kristen Stewart and he loved Daredevil, Charlie Cox, John Berthol. I've heard they want to bring if they bring the Punisher in, it's going to be him. Everyone, and what's my other boy, Luke Cage. You know what? Look, I put a post on my Facebook today. Loris can keep his ass in the reach. Okay, the next time the banners are called for any type of fight, no.
What's that, fandom?
Kevin Feige said in an interview he loved all the Netflix series except for Iron Fist.
And that is absolutely right. I 100% agree. You know, we don't need the Knight of Flowers, the tourney Knight of Flowers, mind you, always playing at war, defending a fucking thing. No, you keep your ass at the reach.
No, they're gonna get all that back with that new one that they're bringing out.
All his side characters were more interesting. Matter of fact, the fucking Sand Snake. She played Colleen on Iron Fist. Bring her in. She was awesome.
That was terrible. But we get back stateside, and Sam decides to visit a new acquaintance, and immediately Isaiah says, "Is that what I think it is?" And he's like, leave it covered. Blue stars and stripes don't mean nothing good to me. And you know we're about to get a scene. And Sam went for some real answers, and I love how they kept it real with this scene. Like, Sam tried to say, "I don't understand," and Isaiah called that shit quick. He's like, "You understand. Every black man does." I was like, shit, Disney, speak on it. Like, here we go.
Can I call for a sidebar just real quick? Samael, where did you get this information? Amelia Clark and Secret Invasion? Playing who? Doing what? I'm not mad about it. I'm just very interested because yeah, I really like Amelia Clark as an actor. So give me the tea, please. Is this real or just a rumor?
Actually, going through YouTube, I saw a thumbnail about that. I didn't click on it, but I did see a thumbnail.
Really? Okay. I mean, okay. So that's her. We got the King of the North. and the Lord Commander Jon Snow, all three of them in the MCU. If that's what happens, I'm here for that.
Phantom, Jake
Fuck,
Cruz
and
wants
if
to know
Feige really wanted, sorry, go ahead.
what Jake Cruz wants to know what the worst movie or show in the current MCU is. What is it, Phantom?
Show wise,
didn't we just say that?
well, it's technically not MCU.
True enough.
So show, I don't think they have like a bad show really. No. Inhumans.
That's not current MCU.
It's not anymore.
It never was.
Oh, I thought it was. Send it down.
Yeah, I thought it was too, and yeah, that would definitely be the number.
There was supposed to be an Inhumans movie that they did, but the Inhumans TV show was never marketed as part of the MCU. It was separate, much like the Netflix shows, except they didn't have the connections that the Netflix shows had.
Because the Netflix shows aren't MCU, but I don't know. Yeah,
they're lightweight MCU because of some of the connections that they've made, just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But like Inhumans, The Gifted, Cloak and Dagger, The Runaways, Legion, none of those are actually connected to the MCU proper.
But they should be the moment
they should be. Oh, I agree.
The moment Luke Cage is canon, automatically Cloak and Dagger is automatically canon. I don't care what anyone
says. I agree. They should be. He was literally agree.
In
but
the
they're
newspaper in Cloak and Dagger.
I agree with you. I totally understand. My nerd tinfoil loves to weave all these worlds together, and there's very good reasons that they should be, but it is what it is. They not.
Oh,
but Thor: The Dark World, worst MCU movie.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Agreed.
Pretty awful.
Yeah, that's a trifecta. That's the worst one I could think of.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, that's a perfect one. But speaking of not perfect, how devastating was Isaiah's story? Like when he said, "What did I get for saving those men's lives?" and then showed his scarred up body, telling us how they experimented on him, trying to figure out why the serum worked on him. Like he was just some lab rat. Like that had me all caught up in the fields. I was like, these motherfuckers. But thank goodness for that nurse. At least one person had like just an ounce of compassion and actually got him out of there. And that was true. Like, how hard-hitting was that? When he said, Isaiah said, they erased me, but they've been doing that for 500 years. Like, pledge allegiance to that, my brother. And then followed it up with, they will never let a black man be Captain America. And even if they did, no self-respecting black man would ever want to be. I was like, God. Dude, Sam, he was putting him through it.
Yo, go ahead, David, take it.
I mean, that whole scene was just like, damn. Just damn. And they actually went and explored what got him put in prison for 30 years. Because they're pretty much about to get ready to, like, destroy the evidence of his boys. And he's like, no, I'm not going to allow that to happen. And he busts them out. And for what? Yep. Then they pretty much just put him in prison. And they talk about, they want to, like, make sure none of this gets out. And they pretty much erased him. And thank goodness for this nurse. And hopefully it's a night nurse now. I hope so. And
dude, wouldn't that be biblical?
Oh, you know what? I did not make that connection, but that's some good tinfoil right there. Let the night nurse actually be a secret position sent down through the ages, special nurse that everybody knows they could come to during a certain era.
Right, awesome. Yeah, because it had to be passed down because she's not old enough to be the same nurse.
Yeah,
find out that was her mother or whatever, and that's what got her started down the track of like helping superheroes because her mom was the nurse that freed Isaiah.
Rosario Dawson. Ooh, yeah. I mean, first of all, Rosario Dawson should be in anything. Okay, she is my ultimate Hollywood nerd wifey. She writes comic books. She's very much involved with. She does a lot of voice acting for DC, and she speaks Klingon. She speaks Klingon fluently.
Oh, she's going to be in the new Star Wars. What's Akira?
Yeah, she's already in it. She plays what is it? Ahsoka.
Ahsoka, yeah, she's going to be the new Ahsoka in the new.
She's
Ahsoka
already
series.
in it.
That's going to be amazing. Yeah, Mandalorian was all about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry. What was the original question you asked?
We're just getting back to
tangents.
What's that?
I said tangents. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, always. But basically, after that story, Sam looked at the shield with like such disgust. Like he doesn't seem to have given up on it. More like he wants to change the narrative. Like, do you think Isaiah's right? Like, no self-respecting man would ever want to take up that mantle, or do you think it's more like Sam seems to be going? Like, what was it worth if I don't pick it up and keep fighting? Then what was it even worth it?
it's all, I don't want to say it's a catch-22, but it is absolutely something that I could understand anyone being on the fence with. Because yeah, like when that part came up, I very much was in my feelings, just like you when it happened. Like the life that they thrust on this man was absolutely horrible, and you put that up against what he did and then what Steve did. Absolute same situation without the threat of those lost soldiers being bombed. And Steve was lauded for what he did, while Isaiah was thrown in jail after watching the men he rescued die off because of this serum that they were injected with. It's just so heart-wrenching, and I absolutely understand the place that Isaiah is coming from, and I'm so happy that, you know, as heartbreaking as it was to fully hear and see that they put that, the MCU actually put that in there because it needed to be said. However, I will say again, there's a reason Steve gave that shield to Sam. You know, a lot of times you can see that you know, Steve and Bucky are men out of time. Steve does want to see the world, you know, colorless, you know, colorblind. Just people are people. But if we go back to the Winter Soldier, Fury already tried to tell him, yo, you need to start seeing the world the way it actually is. Your idealism and what you think is great, but it is not fitting the narrative of the world today, and you have to know how to course correct and adjust to properly deal with that. I don't think that he really knew what it meant for Sam to get that shield and for not just the US, but for the world to accept him. That's why it's such a dilemma. And I think Sam did see it. That's why he wanted to just put that in a museum, so he didn't have to deal with
Sam
that
was
weight.
3 steps. Yep, he was already 3 steps ahead of the game, and everybody
Yeah, he knew, right? So now he knows about Isaiah. He knows how even worse the government is from how you know, the situations that he's had to deal with, and it's just, the whole thing really is just so heartbreaking. But again, I totally understand where Isaiah is coming from, and at the same time, I see exactly why Sam now says, yeah, okay, this is even more the time for me to get this shit together and actually pick up the shield that Steve gave me.
And the way he was able to get to that narrative, because like what you do in that situation when everything seems lost and there's no way up, you just
go home.
You gotta take your ass home.
You go home. Yep.
And I liked when he was home talking to his sister, and she's like, "What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be out saving the world or something?" And he tries to play it all noble, like saving my family is part of that world. And she just calls him on it instantly. She's like, "So you're waiting for a lead?" And he's like, "And the government stepped in and kind of benched us." I was like, that was so perfect.
When that part came up, both me and Lauren were laughing because I was like, hold on, bitch, do you want this man home or not? First, you were complaining that he wasn't here, and now that he is here, you telling him to go the fuck away. I need you to make up your mind. And I laughed about it. I wasn't, serious, like throwing any shade on her, but I was laughing because those are siblings. That is exactly the type of conversation siblings would have, and absolutely. I love that.
No, that was perfect. And at the moment, Sam can't save the world, but he does have an idea to save his boat. Like, time to call in some favors. And speaking of calling in favors, Bucky called in one of his own. What's in that box, fandom? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Yo, that new suit. Oh, I cannot wait until we finally see that suit. Oh, I was hoping we at least get a glimpse of it this episode. But either way, Funko already has made it. I'm just waiting.
You know what it is. Nah, we know. Come on now. We all know what it is. It's that awesome, epic, vibranium Wakanda suit. And I'm going to pause in my thing and get back to it in a second because I got to give love to my brother, Don Willie. Don of Austin Fire is in the motherfucking chat. What's going on, Don? Always appreciate seeing you, my brother. But again, we all know what is in that fucking. We know what's in the box. We don't. Damn it, Don Willie, damn you! You stop that foolishness right now. Hey. 20 points from Gryffindor.
Who has put more on the line? Who has stepped up more for their country? Who has done more for their country than our man John Walker? He could be
Isaiah Bradley.
Hey, there you go. What's up, Don Lewis?
Okay. Yeah, let's get that correct right now.
Oh,
but
man.
Seriously, and also speaking of Isaiah Bradley, a little tidbit that we crossed over. We are gonna be, if y'all didn't know, we're gonna be seeing his grandson again. So you keep an eye out for Eli, who is our boy Patriot on the Young Avengers, because the Young Avengers are coming, y'all. There are shows in the works. We already getting Miss Marvel. We getting Ironheart. Riri Williams is coming into the spot. I'm looking forward to that. We already got Wiccan and Speed. Don't let that shit fool you that happened on WandaVision. They gonna be back. And because of that, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be getting Hulkling. And that's look, if they're giving us Wiccan, they better fucking give us Hulking. Yo, Feige, do not let Disney queerbait us, okay? Give us Wiccan and Hulkling. Thank you.
Ship it. And speaking of shipping it, you cannot tell me that Bucky doesn't know what time it is when it comes to being around fine black women. Did you see those eyes he made at Sarah? Like, hi, I'm Bucky. He's like, I'm Sarah.
And she was here for it. That's what I'm saying.
For a while, so he is calling to Sarah now. That's what's up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Him and Ayo were never on that level. That's why he was so open to Sarah. It's been a while. You see, he tried to go on a date in the first episode. That shit didn't work out because that young lady was not in the mindset of a person that Bucky needs as a companion. Sarah, she knows what it is to deal with superheroes in the family, okay? So that chemistry is right there. I'm here for it, but still, don't be flirting with my sister unless I give you fucking permission, bruh. I will feed you to the fish.
What's up? Is it we gonna get a Bucky Sarah hookup fandom?
Sam is regretting telling Sarah all these adventures about. They called him White Wolf. She's like, what? It's over.
Yo, did y'all see Falcon's face though? Falcon tried to play it slick when he was like, "Oh, what? You went to Wakanda, so now you think you White Panther?" And Bucky was like, no, sir, it's White Wolf." Actually, Sam's face was like, "Wait a minute, how the fuck you got a cool ass Wakanda nickname and I don't?" What? Like he was hurt. He was hurt.
But I like the feel-good vibe that they were trying to bring back with like the buddies together fixing the boat montage. But I couldn't help feeling like that was kind of like partly space filler. Like fandom, they can't already be short on material, can they?
It really was. That was pretty much like the slow part of this episode. Unless you enjoyed it.
See, that's the thing. This boat and their family business has been a big deal since episode 1. So those are plot holes we didn't need. We needed to round that out a little bit. And there was a line said in that episode after they went to meet that banker and they were turned down for the loan that mom and dad were giants in this city, but they still can't get a loan or support from the bank. And this episode paid that off. That is how much reach the family had in that city. They all came together. And again, I gotta agree with fandom. All the side shows that we had were not intermixed in the main MCU proper, but they should have been, because this is a perfect callback for Cloak and Dagger, who were very close to that same city, if I remember correctly. Was operating in, and also lightweight connection to what is it, the originals. Also, I wouldn't have been mad if Klaus would have showed up in the background, or Freya. I would have been here for that, but that's neither here nor there. If you get the reference, you know it. I'm not going to explain it, but for that city, they all came together and they were like, oh no, if the Wilson family need anything, all you got to do is call the Banners and we are here. And we saw that. So that paid off, and it needed to be paid off. I don't think it was filler. It definitely had to show what their family, what their mother and father actually meant, what the weight of their family actually meant to come through. And I loved it.
I like that. Jay Cruz says, we have 100 things that need wrapped up in this next episode. I hope it's at least an hour and a half. Yeah, I mean, you think they're going to get all tied up, or are they going to leave us with some cliffhangers, fandom?
Like, what else we need? We just need the power broker, defeating Carly, showing us the damn suit. That's pretty much it.
I need to know what's going on with Sharon Carter myself.
No, yeah. There's more.
They need to let me know. Like, that's my biggest thing. I like that even more than Zemo. Then, what's going to happen on the raft. And, yeah, I think they got
Oh,
something.
Mama Donya for you, DJ. You still
Yeah, they still ain't told me nothing about
See-
Mama Donya. Why was I supposed to care about this woman?
No. Here's the thing. We were supposed to get a much bigger version of Mama Donya in there. The actress that they got to play her, it only got reduced to just that little spot of her funeral and when she was in a nursing home, like right before she died in that hospital ward. But they were going to do like some type of virus subplot mixed into the thing, but they changed it because COVID came up. So that's why it seems like Mama Donya absolutely was supposed to be more important, and she was, but they cut that out, just sensitivity purposes, basically. It's like when I think, was it Spider-Man 2 or 3? Whenever 9/11 happened, they cut out a lot of parts in that Spider-Man movie to take out the World Trade Center in all of those shots. So the same thing happened here.
Think that. Like when Bucky jumped in there and they're like, "Oh, it's a bunch of medical supplies in this or in serum in the whatever is." I was like, "Yeah, they basically. I think they had a whole basically virus takes out the planet.
Yeah,
thing.
There was a whole. That's been confirmed.
Yeah.
That's been confirmed from Feige. Yeah, that's been confirmed. There was supposed to be a whole medical virus side plot, but they took it out because they didn't want to glorify COVID, so to speak.
Exactly.
So so a lot of that got
going
cut.
on with Asia too. They had to take that out because of what was happening, like all the hate that was going on with that. So
That's why a lot of that got cut. It's sad because I think it could have been good.
Yeah, and it does. They cut a lot of it. You can tell. So they're piecing it back together pretty decent, but you can tell in quite a few parts that they had to revamp some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But after we saw John walking away from talking to Lamar's parents, like while he's walking away, he sees his own mural on the wall saying "John Walker, Cap is back," and this seemed to kind of rekindle a spark in it. It kind of seems like John isn't quite ready to give up the mantle yet, and we see at the end that that's kind of the way it's going to be. So can't wait to see how they tie that in.
There's no kinda. There is no kinda. He is full blown going in, and I've seen in different comments that a lot of people seem to think that for whatever reason he has the vibranium shield, and I'm like, if it was vibranium, he would not be able to reforge it the way he is doing.
Yeah, beating it with a hammer.
Shield, right? Yeah, that shield is breaking and being molded like a regular steel is. That is not the original shield. No, he's making his own, and he's taking his metal and putting it on there so it stands out as a signature of what he is. That's it. He still thinks he's Captain America, and he's not. Really, he never was. If you look at the ideals and who Steve Rogers truly is, he should have never had that shield. The government did not do their due diligence in giving him a proper psych evaluation. Yeah, they skipped the psych evaluation and they just looked at everything else that was good on paper. That was it.
Fandom, what was up with that call from Sharon Carter? Like, are they trying to make her to be out a villain now?
Nah, old ties back in with the power broker.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I saw from it, really.
So you think they're going to try to make her be the power broker?
Either she is the power broker, working for the power broker. Either way, hurry up with this plot line. It was like episode 2 or 3, the power broker episode. And ever since then, I'm just like, just give it to me already. It's been like, oh my gosh, a bat on the head right now.
Nope. When did we find out who Evan Peters was? The finale episode. And you know what we got? A fucking boner.
A boner joke. It was terrible.
It's a red herring, man. If Sharon actually does end up being the power broker, I will be very surprised because they've made it too easily believable that she could be. And if we've learned anything,
so she can't be. They already knew about the power broker. Sharon
yeah.
got snapped, so she cannot be the power broker. There's no way.
I mean, and also besides that, we could just look at the fandom. They gave us a whole ass song saying who's the real bad guy working behind the scenes for WandaVision, and everybody was like, still, but Mephisto though. Everybody's thinking Sharon Carter now. It's not going to be Sharon. I refuse to believe that. That's too easy. That's what they want us to think. Everybody, they also wanted to think it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I don't think it's her either. It's somebody that we have not seen. Like they said, the power broker is always watching. Why would the power broker come out and just to give a card to this random dude?
A black and white card just because
It
she knew
don't
she
make
could get away
sense.
with it. Sam the Morningstar wants to know, or was saying, like, what if Sharon's card is a
She's
scroll?
a scroll.
That would be something.
That would be interesting. And scrolls have been in my mind here because we are definitely prepping for Secret Invasion. It's not going to be what like the very next crux of the situation is, but it's definitely going to be interwoven in that. So I'm looking forward to following all those breadcrumbs is basically it.
Yeah. How tight was that? Like, instead of tossing the baseball back and forth in the yard, like Sam and Bucky are throwing the shield back and forth. I thought that was pretty sweet.
David, what you got?
I'm just happy seeing this scene because I think it was like in the first ever teasers, they were showing us this moment. And I'm like, okay, when are we going to get this moment? And we're finally having it. Just them hashing it out, finally having that talk. Because ever since like the first 2 episodes, always the back and forth, like, okay, why you gave up the shield? He gave you this shield. And we pretty much have this moment. Granted, it could happen in therapy, but, they were pretty much having a stare contest.
Exactly. It was also nice to see like Bucky realizing like how it's just not that simple for a black man to pick up the mantle of Captain America. Like, seems like his eyes have finally been opened emotionally and physically. Like when he like literally opened his eyes and saw Sam's nephews playing with the shield, only to drop it and run away when Bucky saw them. Like they had no right to it and would get in trouble for doing so. So I thought that was tight.
He said it. Like him, like what I said earlier, him and Steve, Bucky fully realized then that him and Steve were men out of time, and they really didn't know what would be the gravity of that situation on Sam's shoulders. They didn't think about the race issue because they never wanted to see that as an issue. So that's what it was. Again, it boils down to what Fury was trying to tell Steve in the Winter Soldier. You gotta look at the world for what it is. That's the only way you're really gonna truly be able to go in there and implement change. Steve didn't listen to that, and we ended up getting Civil War.
Yep.
And that did not work out. You have to course correct sometimes and truly just see things for what they are, and how you proceed from there is usually what ends up being the best course. Bucky realizes that now. That's why that conversation with him and Sam, while they were playing Frisbee with a vibranium shield, was the best thing. Like Ultron said it best. You give the world one of the greatest medals ever known to man. What the hell do they do with it? Make a fucking Frisbee. And now here these two dudes are playing Frisbee.
I gotta say again though, it was a good look when Bucky was standing there with that shield after catching it. Like it just kind of felt right. I was like, I'm telling you, is there any way that it's not Sam but Bucky who ends up with the shield at the end of this? There's no way that happens.
Nope, not gonna get it. Not gonna happen. And also, they did bring back up the old Asian guy in the first episode, talking about okay, if you're gonna try to make condolences, go back to him.
We're gonna see that.
Like I love that. Like Sam broke it down for Bucky. Like if you want to climb out of the hell you're in, you have to do the work. Do it. Like you said, you haven't been amending, you've been avenging. Like doesn't that pretty much guarantee you gotta go back and tell Yori the truth about his son?
That's exactly why Sam is so good at what he does in grief counseling. Guarantee, it's hinted at, but I don't think it's specifically said. Walker was seeing that same therapist that Bucky was seeing. It's a very small tip.
He said you know him, and she said that we did some tours together. Yeah. Like they fought in war, but I don't think he was mentally seeing her.
Yeah, they do go around with counselors sometimes, depending on what they're doing. If it's Black Ops, then no, she definitely was not there. But in some of those companies, and I'm saying this with slightly inside knowledge because my uncles are in the service. So yeah, it's definitely that she could have been there in that capacity at some point in time. But this is that whole this is all of that getting wrapped up together. Sam is very good at what he does, and at that point in time, that's how we know that we are definitely going to loop back before the finale is over. Sam is going to tell that old man exactly what happened. Bucky. He is going to Bucky. He's going to tell that old man what happened. He's very profusely going to apologize. And I'm really, really hoping that that gentleman can see the way to speak with Bucky to where they can move forward in a positive light past this, that he gets the closure he wants. However, if he's just pissed and he tells Bucky to go fuck himself, I can't be mad at the man for that.
No, but I got an even darker thought.
But I understand.
I think Bucky is going to finally go back and tell Yori the truth about what happened to his son, only to find out that he's too late and Yori's going to be dead. And maybe even by his own hand, because he can just no longer handle the grief. I think like they're going to send Bucky down a dark road after that, and Sam's going to have to somehow pull him out of it.
That's a possibility.
That's how I think.
That's a possibility. Like I said earlier, I've already heard rumors of a season 2 coming about. That could happen. That would be so like they haven't punched us in the heartstrings enough this season.
You got to do that one.
That could totally happen. It really could, and I definitely could see Bucky relapsing just a little bit and going off and being the rogue White Wolf, or even going into working with Sharon and being like one of the muscle on her team. It could go a lot of different ways.
People said they're still in there, and now Bucky's getting it. Like I can feel it; it's still in there. So that kind of tells me that he might be reverting back to it and going to a dark place at the end of this.
You might be onto something there, DJ, and I hate that you might be right, because that's so sad for Bucky. Damn it, that would be 20 steps back.
Already been through enough, DJ. Let him.
Exactly, I'm saying though. I'm saying like, damn it. I'm
trying to let him live. You guys are the ones stopping me. I'm like,
I
would rather have the wings than some vibranium frisbee. So I wouldn't even be the Captain America.
We have a dream of spring, DJ. Stop trying to ruin it. Damn it.
I'm telling you, let Bucky just be the man. Let him take up the shield. Like I said, I would much rather have the wings than some vibranium frisbee. Like, let me just stay the Falcon. What
you mean vibranium? Just random wings? No, he's about to have a whole ass vibranium suit, and guaranteed that it's a suit that Shuri already had in the freaking in her list of things in the database. She was just waiting for the moment to hit print. Okay, you see how quick that shit happened? Within a couple of hours, Bucky put that order into IO, and then he was delivering a box. So nah, Shuri already had that shit because she was already thinking about Falcon and the Avengers. And I don't know how it's gonna work out.
Maybe it sounds like Bucky had to call in a favor to get that box made. It sounds like
she did. No, he did. That's what I'm saying though. He did call in a favor, but that favor came to fruition by the end of the episode. We're in America. Think about where Wakanda is. All Io had to do was put in a call. You mean to tell me that Shuri just put all? I mean, granted, Shuri could have actually just put it all together in a couple hours and sent it.
Are you kidding me?
But Shuri is a person that likes to think ahead of problems and getting things together. Like in Black Panther, we saw that. She said, yo, I got some upgrades for you. So he's like, oh, no. All of these work fine. She said, just because it worked fine doesn't mean that it can't be improved. I guarantee you she has schematics in her database for all of the Avengers already. She just had to push print and have that shit delivered.
There you go.
And that's what we're going to see in the box.
You agree with that, fandom? She just got everybody on a thumb drive just ready to go?
Of course. This is the MCU.
I'm saying.
We need everyone.
Tell him. Thank you.
Five, man. Your dirt's going to have dirt.
Oh.
Right? Shuri has shit on lock 24/7. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, man. Well, Sam heads out for the final touch on the boat and a new coat of paint. But to his surprise, Sarah says that they just can't do it. They can't sell the boat. It's their legacy, and they have to fight for it. I was like, yeah. And then they have a heartfelt conversation, and she says, like, you really going to let Isaiah get in your head? You going to let him decide what you do next? And then Sam realizes that Isaiah's been to hell and back and knows he'd probably feel the same way if it had been him. But like I was saying earlier, he also realizes, like, with all the pain, what was all the pain and sacrifice for if Sam doesn't pick up the mantle and can continue to fight on? So you agree with all that, fandom?
Totally agree. Pick up the damn mantle. Not Bucky.
Yes. I second that notion. Well, no, third. I third that notion. It would, at this point in time, for everything we've seen come through, it would not fit Sam's character to walk away from that shield again. And really, in the first place, he wasn't necessarily walking away from it. He just wanted to make sure to keep Steve's legacy at the height that it should be respected as. So that's why he wanted to retire the shield. And again, he did also have thoughts of the implications of a black man taking on that shield might not be something that America, quote unquote, white America, let's just be real, would see it. And he didn't want to deal with that smoke. And unfortunately, even after the things that have happened and everything, and it will come to light that, yeah, he is the best person for this job. There's still going to be that group of folks that's always going to talk shit.
Oh, you're never going to get 100% of the people.
So yeah, exactly. And Sam really just wanted to make sure to try to curb that and try to make people still see this shield in the light that it should be seen. But now that light has been tarnished, so he has to pick it up. But this time, he's picking it up with a cause and of his own volition. It's not something that's being thrust on him, so to speak, if that makes sense.
More on his terms, absolutely.
Yeah.
How scary of an app was that the Flag Smashers are using? Just push one little button and all of a sudden you have like an instant real-world cyber army?
Bro!
Exactly. And they were pretty much all like, almost like Central Park right there. Just this one button.
That was Central Park. That's how I knew that she was in New York. My bad, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Repeat what you said,
accent just came out of nowhere. You said New York.
Right, like when the camera panned, like she was on that park bench. I'm thinking, okay, she's in hiding somewhere, and she sends that text out, and all these phones start going off, and people start getting up. Okay, we've seen that. We know that's her MO. She got people everywhere. And then the camera panned out, and I saw the buildings. I said, "Oh wait, hold on, this bitch is in Central Park. What the fuck is happening here? How did you get to America past all them cameras?"
Like we said
earlier, in a very short time. So she didn't take nobody's boat. There was no rig that she hauled up in. She either had like a private jet or private helicopter or something.
She could have been stuck in one of them containers that got stuck in the New York Canal. We don't know.
No, that would be too easy. No, and if she was in one of those containers, that means that she would have got there by boat. It takes way long to get from Europe to New York by boat than it does by plane. The only way she would have gotten there that quickly.
We had the whole boat fixing montage
is by air.
And Bucky becoming friends, and we don't know exactly how much time passed. Like that could have happened.
Don't forgetting these are super soldier individuals. They could have swam.
They could have swam at that far.
Shut the fuck up! Shut your blasphemous mouth right now, BBM. Damn it! Did nobody swim to fucking New York?
Stop they could have totally done that. And then we also get confirmed who it was that Sharon Carter had called for help. Like, did she really just give up Sam to an assassin? Like, I still believe she's working deep undercover in this, and like it was all just a ploy to get him back out of hiding so she can put him back in jail. But what do you feel about that, Phantom?
I really hope not. I really don't. If so, hell, it'll be a good TV series, Sarah Carter Gone Rogue, but I don't know.
Look, you know what? See, here's the thing. I gotta look at the whole grand scheme of stuff. You know, when it comes to Sharon, and like in the first episode that we got reintroduced to her, you know, she had her little pity moment. And I get it, because yeah, again, just like Walker, you work for this country, but then some shit went haywire. You did a thing, and even though you were actually on the right side of the thing, the country still forsake you. So now you kicked out. You got to live on the run. However, Ma, I don't know why you're complaining. Your life on the run has been you in a city that the most hardcore black ops division of the U.S. will not even go in. If any of their people go in there, they will tell you you are on your fucking own. Do not call for backup. We're not coming to get you. That's how dangerous Madripoor is. And that's where Sharon chose to go. Right.
She's got like $1 billion in artwork in her house.
What the fuck are you trying to come back to the U.S. for? You living the life.
She to her dad. She misses her family.
Who's her family, though?
Her family. She says, I can't even say hi to my dad. Like, that would be kind of a bummer. I get that, but
I'm very sure that she sent her dad a shadow phone already, and they talk at least once a week. Fuck that. Sharon Carter is a spy.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like Peggy Carter was a spy. She is basically Peggy Carter 2.0. You cannot tell me she has not been in contact with her family in 5 years. That is bullshit. Sharon, you on some shady shit right now, and I just want to know the story. I'm not blaming you for doing what you're doing, Ma. I get it. You still got to live, even though your country has classified you as a terrorist. We know you're not a terrorist, and you're really just out here doing what you got to do to survive.
So what
are you mad at, though?
Sam?
Nah, I gotta agree with AK. You have to see the grand scheme of it. She's not like
She's just
completely
deep
giving.
undercover.
Exactly, she's not completely giving him up. That's for some reason.
She could have did that the first time we saw her. They could have both been dead, but she chose to kill that operative that they went to see.
Yeah, she's
and I'm pretty sure it was her that pulled the trigger.
Well, she knows that Sam's an Avenger. He can handle himself, I think. He's not too worried about it. So that's what I figure it is. But Taurus figures out that Flag Smasher's communication and pins them in New York. And Sam now knows exactly what Carly's up to. Is Taurus going to come flying through like in Sam's old wings trying to help in the finale?
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon? Are you sure?
Too soon.
Ooh, really?
Why?
We need We need that montage of him putting it on, not getting it 100% right. Until then, no. Season two, get him on. No. Even in Iron Man, we didn't even see Rhodes like put on the damn suit when he looked at it. No, we had to wait until Iron Man 2. So same situation.
No, I disagree. That's not the same situation. And when Rhodes came across that suit at the end of Iron Man, he did not have full access to that suit. That was Tony's. It was not programmed to him. He said, in Iron Man 2 is when we realized that he could put the suit on. But at the end of Iron Man 1, when he was like, next time, baby, that thing was not coded to him yet. Because he specifically told Tony, nah, I'm not going to be in this. And Tony coded all the suits to him for his use. Here, Falcon said, Sam said, nah, you keep that. Torres is going to go fix that suit. Sam is he's going to fix it and he's going to own it. And Sam is going to need backup. Bucky is going back to wherever he's going, but we saw him leaving at the end of this episode. So that tag team is not, I don't think we're going to see that in the finale.
I think he is. I think Torres is going to fix the suit. I think he's going to dominate.
And Torres is going to do it.
TVM's right. I think it is too soon, and he's going to put it on and not have the full control of it because it is too soon. And he's going to come swooping in, and George Bartok's going to see him flying with the wings, and he's going to think it's Sam and kill him.
No, he has too big a role to fill. I do like that though. Like he comes in, he doesn't have complete control of it or how to really properly maneuver with it. And he's going to get hurt, but I don't think he's going to die. He's got too big of a role to fill because we're getting a new Captain America. The new Captain America now is Sam with the awesome vibranium suit and the wings straight out of Wakanda. That old suit is going to go to Torres, and Torres is the sidekick. So he might get hurt next episode. I don't think he'll die, though.
There you go. Maybe he just blows him out of the sky and he just gets hurt.
Yeah. Sam himself got taken out of the fight in the Winter Soldier. Bucky ripped one of his wings off in that. So I could see something like that happening.
Yep. So the GRC is having a meeting on the relocation process, and we see the Flag Smashers reach as far and wide as the two guards, supposedly keeping the meeting safe, are in on the plan to stop the vote. They kill the lights, jam the frequencies, and it looks like it's about to be go time. Meanwhile, back at the Wilson house, Sam finally decides to open the case that Bucky brought him. I'm telling you, you think it's just 100% the suit? There's nothing else in there? It's not any other surprise or nothing weird? It's just going to be like his new suit in there?
They better have some damn surprise. If not, they should just reveal the damn suit at the end of the episode.
No, you cannot reveal an upgrade of that caliber for a character on Sam's level just all willy-nilly at the end. Because let's say they would have given us the suit. Then we would be complaining that why the hell they didn't show the training montage for that. They could have showed him flying around the backyard or something or other, trying to get the wings under control and build up the kinetic energy and seeing how that shoots off. It's always going to be a thing. No, just give us the box. Let us see him opening it. And then next episode, we get into the goodies.
Oh, man. As we predicted, we get our first extra scene in this episode, and it's none other than Not My Cap out in his man cave whipping up a new shield, and it's endowed with all his medals of honor. And what is that shield made out of? Like, do we know? Like, did we just get our first glimpse of U.S. Agent?
Apparently, but hey, he's no Tony Stark like he said in episode 2, so it's nothing special. Nothing special.
He has a box of scraps, but he's not as skilled as Tony to utilize those box of scraps to their most effective point. No, he's making a shield. Yes, he is now U.S. agent. He will have his own handmade shield. He will have his Medal of Honor on that shield, but it will not be something that is going to give him the full power of being the Captain America that he wants to be. It like I said before, people were thinking that somehow he was reworking the vibranium shield. It is not easy to rework vibranium. Vibranium is damn near like Valyrian steel. It's something that can be very versatile in one form, but once it hardens, you can't do a whole lot with that adamantium when it hardens like that. This is just regular steel. Walker doesn't know anything about dealing with magical metal. Why? Where would he even be able to get that from? Nowhere. He's dealing with regular tin foil and copper and whatever else other minerals need to go into making a steel shield. That's it.
And speaking of Captain America, are we going to get a real Captain America cameo next, fandom? I think he's still alive. Like, they just don't want to. They don't want to explain to the world why he's so old now and that time travel is possible. Like, it would be way too dangerous in the wrong hands. So, I don't know. What do you think about that, fandom? Are we going to get a Cap cameo?
The moment the camera pans to the moon, I'm going to go crazy. Because we all thought that, it was just a joke about Captain on the moon. And what's going to happen? Cap is literally on the moon.
No. Look, this is not the Umbrella Academy, okay? Cap is not Luthor being sent to the dark side of the moon to guard anything. Cap is what they said was Cap is gone. Cap just went back to the damn timeline where he stayed and married Peggy and grew old together with her. That's it. They just don't want to explain that he went to some other multiverse.
Oh man, that is insane.
It really could just be that simple. He's not dead, but he's gone because he went back home.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he's definitely not dead. Like I said, they just don't want to have to explain why he's so old right now. Like, he should be looking like Bucky, and instead he's like 90, and people be like, "Whoa, you were just here. What happened? How'd you age like 70 years in the last 4 years?" So, and they don't want.
Here's the twist. Here's the twist. He's gonna be back though. I think we're gonna see Old Man Cap again, because if they continue following the major storylines that they have been from the comics, Old Man Cap is a thing, and he does come up in a pretty prominent role coming up pretty soon, actually, with Secret Invasion and with how WandaVision worked out. All of that culminating into a couple different specific pinpoints in time, and we're going to need to see Old Cap again.
Absolutely. Oh, Jay Cruz missed that extra scene. I should have known. We were calling it in the last one. We're like, we already know the last two are definitely gonna have extra scenes, just like WandaVision did. You could see that one.
Yep.
So what do you need to know in the finale besides who the power broker is, fandom?
Power broker is honestly number one. I need to see this damn suit. I need to see more on what's her name? The Julius Driver's character. Again.
Oh, Madam Hydra?
Yeah, I need to see
Madam Hydra,
more on that. I doubt we're gonna get a Old Man Cap cameo. I doubt it. Because the way how Chris Evans was in that interview, he's like, it has to be some prominent role to get me back into this. And if they put him back now, then it's just a waste. Like, bring him back way later.
Same with Tony. On. Yeah.
Don't even bring Tony back. I'll be pissed off if they bring Tony back.
No, they got to. They got to eventually.
We told you Ironheart last one.
Endgame last. I'll slide with the whole flashback thing with Black Widow. Why. But no. I am Captain America. No, excuse me. I am Iron Man's last thing I want to see him. That's it. No more. No more.
Can't kill it all by bringing them back.
Now, see, I mean, the one tidbit with that is I would agree with you, but the one tidbit in that is that they've already announced the Ironheart series. And in the comics, when Ironheart builds her suit, Tony ends up being her Jarvis in the AI program. And after that is how Tony comes back into a corporeal form. He comes back into the real world. I can't remember if it's I can't remember if it's something like reincarnation or how exactly it is he comes back, but his main role when it came to Ironheart was being her Jarvis, her AI program.
So didn't we say that exact same thing in our last live BBM? Didn't we call that exact thing happening?
Did we? I didn't watch all the live all the way through. I'm sorry.
Yep, in our last live, that's exactly what we were talking about. She put on that helmet, and I'm like, she's going to don that helmet, and all of a sudden, instead of Jarvis's voice, it's going to be Tony's voice.
Yeah, that was her main inspiration, is trying to keep the Tony Stark legacy alive, and somehow Tony ended up being her Jarvis. I don't think we ever got an explanation why, but I would assume that's something they'll explore on. I definitely want to see Carly stopped and her also get sent to the raft. I also want to see the Dora Milaje actually dropping Zemo off at the front door to the guards and then showing him going in there. And I want to see a not a quick 360 scan or spin of the camera. I want to see exactly all of the people that are in the raft thus far right now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because that's going to give us some clues onto what's coming in, not just the next season for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if we get it, but also in the MCU proper with the movies on what's happening. Let's see. What else?
Is Carly going to die? Do you think she's just going to get taken to the raft, or is there a chance she dies?
She dies.
I think she's a bit too compelling of a character for right now. Anyways, for right now,
really,
she's a bit too compelling of a character for her to get done. She's kind of like
I'm not compelled at all. I'd love to see her just go. And
what's her name from Ant-Man? Ghost, the Ghost character. I think we're also going to see her in the raft, and you put Carly also in there. There's an interesting mix of villain / anti-villain heroes that we could see in the raft, and I think that she would be a compelling part of that. Could she die? Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I wouldn't be mad at it all.
For her too.
I'm not gonna say I'm hoping for it, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone always harps on Marvel for killing off their villains too soon, and that's something I think they're being able to change. Hence why we got Zemo again, and they didn't show Ghost dying in the Ant-Man movie, so I think we're going to see her again, and we're definitely going to see Carly again. Villain, though? See, that's the thing.
She was doing bad stuff.
She was. No. See, you could put her up against Carly. Carly started off in a gray area, but Carly is absolutely a villain. Mm-hmm. Ghost started off in a gray area, almost the same as what's his name from Iron Man 2, Whiplash. Carly basically started off the exact same way as Whiplash and Ghost. They have vengeance in their heart because of a thing that they perceived as a wrong being done on them, and they reacted accordingly. I think all those guys we're going to see in the raft. So Carly fits that MO to be a part of the Thunderbolts, or even a part of the Dark Avengers. If Fury ends up actually being the power broker, he's going to be the one recruiting these guys for the Dark Avengers. There's a lot of avenues they could go down, is what I'm saying. She doesn't necessarily need to die. If she did, I wouldn't be mad at it. She does deserve it. But if she didn't,
just because she doesn't have that serum running through her blood, they might just want to keep that and just keep making more serum out of her. That could be something that they do.
But exactly. In Dark Avengers, there's a certain character. What is this? Wolverine's son, Dagon.
Dagon.
Yeah, bring him in. That's a good way to segue. Oh, by the way, there's Wolverine. There you go.
We can't get Dagon before we get Wolverine.
I don't know if we could have
a way to introduce it though, because it'd have been like, oh yeah, that's my son. Then they look over, boom, Logan.
That'd be sweet. I don't know if Zemo could work with Carly though, and I think Zemo's definitely on the Thunderbolts, and I don't think he wants to be around any other super soldiers. So I don't think him and Carly work together.
Agreed. There's there's going to be a split. Granted, I would think if Carly also did get sent to the raft, they would both be recruited for a team. But Zemo would absolutely not want to work with her, except if he thought he could set her up to kill her. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he wants all of them dead, so I don't think that happens.
Yeah,
I think Jay Cruz has a great point too. Fury is a hero, so he can't be the power broker.
Is he a hero though?
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah,
he's not even an anti-hero. He's just a hero that gets it done.
No, I'm not going to contest that. Fury is a hero, but there are some shady things that he's done in the background, especially when you take
do what it needs to be done to get it done. Don't get it wrong. Like he'll do some shady shit if that's what it takes for the end game to get it done.
True enough. But there's like some if I'm and I'm just pulling from the comics. There's some extra crazy shady shit that Fury has done that also was on caliber with some of our villains in.
And like I've said very many times before, I've never read the comics, so I'm not 100. I can't go there because, like I said, I've never read the comics, so I do not know. Real quick, I'm gonna wrap it up. We're just gonna see if anybody can beat the host. We got 5 quick questions. Who did Sam say would chop Bucky up and feed him to the fish if he flirted with Sarah?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
And we brought it up too.
Oh yeah, you guys we got it on the chat multiple times. Who did Sam say would chop up Bucky and feed him to the fish if he flirted with Sarah? What's up, chat?
I don't remember his name. I know exactly the freaking scene you talking about because I brought it up and I can't remember who the fuck it is.
Absolutely. And so, yep, if you see that, if you know that answer and you're watching this later, write it down below in the comments. Question number 2, what was Val's full name?
Oh, fuck you on that. What was that? Valentina something contest or Baroness some shit, damn it. I don't know. Yeah, right, Jake. Some fisherman. I don't fucking know, man.
Once again, if you know that answer, write it down in the comments. We'll see who gets the most right. Question 3, what size bolt did Sam say that should be going into the big gear? Sam asked Bucky, he said, there should be this size bolt that goes into the gear. What size was it?
I got nothing. I've been drinking too, damn it. I was not prepared for trivia.
Boom. Here's an easy one for you. What was the name of this episode?
Truth.
Boom. There we go. We got one. Had to get him on track. Val said marrying his wife was tied for the smartest thing he'd ever do. What was it tied with?
Oh, God. The next smartest thing he could do is pick up the phone when she called.
There you go.
Fucking Ion said Val the Wildling Princess. I mean, she lightweight fits that though. I'm counting that.
Absolutely. What is Sam's last name?
Wilson.
Boom, there you go. And last and not least, what were Sam's parents' names?
Oh, fuck.
What was Sam and Sarah's name? Martha. No, not Martha.
What'd you say, Martha? I don't know. Phil and Marie. I don't know, man.
If you know down below, write it in the comment section. What were Sam and Sarah's parents' names? And that's going to do it for us. This one ran crazy long. Just having too much fun with the crew, breaking it down. We got one more to go. I hope it answers each and every one of the questions that we got, and I hope it proves all my theories right, because, I'm going to be coming back bragging like crazy. If we
Bring on that tinfoil.
Always, always. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. We're going to let our East Coasters go. Definitely going to be back here. Heading to Vegas in a couple days, so not sure if I'm going to be able to get on this Saturday. I'll try to take the laptop down with me and definitely at least for sure get on next Tuesday to break down the finale. But we'll play that by ear. So keep an eye out. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell so that way you'll know once we go on. Want to thank my host for coming on with me, Fandom D Saint and AK. Always a pleasure. Always so much fun. Everybody in the chat, Jake Cruz, Iron Throne, Samuel Morningstar, JD. Just thank everybody for coming through. My man Don Willie even made an appearance. So good to see you, brother. You guys, I hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing week, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you next time. Be easy.
Not my cat.
Peace.